All right, guys, welcome to another episode of The Report. Today, we are going to talk about why this game is all about the at-bats, why this game is all about the reps, and all that good stuff. It's going to be a short, concise episode. But if you guys like this type of content and you guys want me to do more of this type of content, I want to hear from you. So let me know, shoot us a review. And also, I'm going to be sharing a lot of Instagram stories. So if you guys tag this podcast, let me know where you guys are listening from, where you guys are tuning in from, anywhere in the country, anywhere in the world. Tag me on Instagram and I'll go ahead and reshare a lot of those posts on my social media. But let me know your feedback if you guys like this type of content, and I'll be bringing more of it. So anyways, today I want to talk about why this game is all about the at-bats. It's all about the reps. I think when we are growing up and go to school and all that sort of thing, myself included, I was raised this way. We're conditioned through the public school system. We're conditioned by our parents, by society, to not take a lot of risks, to play it safe, to not make any mistakes. I think that when we go to school, we're conditioned through the school system that if we, make mistakes on our tests, if we get questions wrong and we fail these tests, we fail these courses, that we're a failure, right? And so I think by the time you get through middle school and high school, and if you go to college, and some people go to 4 years of grad school and all that sort of stuff, by the time you get out, I mean, you could be 35 years old and you've been conditioned, your brain has been conditioned over and over your entire life to not make any mistakes. And so when you get out in the real world, especially when you're first introduced to entrepreneurship and real estate investing, a lot of folks get caught in analysis paralysis. They get caught up in trying to come up with the perfect plan before they take any action. And, the problem with that is, in all reality, this game is all about making mistakes. This game is all about the reps. It's all about the at-bats. And it's about making decisions, win or lose, rain or shine. We either win with our decisions, we make the right decision, or we make the wrong decision. But those are learning opportunities that we get better from. And so, in all reality, when you guys, if you're going to start a podcast, for example, no podcast blows up after one episode. Or if you guys are, thinking about putting content out there on social media, no one has one piece of content, the first piece of content they put out on Instagram, go viral. That's just not the reality. Or if you're looking to buy that first real estate deal, no one retires or gets rich off of that first real estate deal, or in business, whether it's a side hustle. More often than not, most people don't get rich off of the first business venture that they start, but it's the reps and the at-bats which gets them better at buying that piece of real estate, better at real estate investing, operating, better at recognizing what's a good deal, not a good deal, or in business, what are the levers they're good at, what are the levers that can bring in money, and all that good stuff that allows them to take that experience with them to go start the second business or the third business, which is actually the one that actually hits, right? And so I think it's important to remember, if you're listening to this right now, if you're thinking about starting that side hustle, if you're thinking about starting that business, and you're getting stopped in your tracks, you're getting analysis paralysis, you're finding yourself not taking action, you're reading a lot of books, you're listening to a lot of podcasts, but you're not taking action. Ultimately, I think you need to get clear with yourself. You need to recenter your target and your goals. And I think that you need to realize no one's going to be perfect with that first, social media post or that first podcast you put out. And sure enough, you're not going to get rich off that first real estate deal. So when I look back at my journey, my first real estate deal was an 11-unit apartment building that I bought in Cincinnati for $350,000. I made all the mistakes, and I still own that deal today. And yes, I did. I made all the mistakes in the short run. I hired the wrong property manager. I had 4 or 5 tenants moved out right when I took over the property. I made all the mistakes, right? But I learned from those mistakes. I got better from those mistakes. I figured it out, and I still own that asset today. And in all reality, I never got rich off that asset. Yes, it was a decent investment in the long run, but the key takeaway is the experience that I got gave me confidence to go out there and do a second deal. And then the learning lessons and the mistakes that I made in the second deal gave me confidence to go out there and do a third deal. And then I got smacked again in the third deal, and I had a lot of takeaways and a lot of learning lessons and a lot of mistakes that were made along the way. But all that gave me confidence to go out there and do bigger and bigger and bigger deals. And that's why I look back now and I control $80 million of real estate with my investors and partners and all that good stuff. But it all started with that first $350,000 deal in Cincinnati that I made all the mistakes with. And so if you're listening to this right now, and you're struggling to take action, you're struggling to just, burn the boats and go all in and just make a move, I always ask myself before I make any decision is, okay, what is the worst possible outcome? And am I okay with the worst possible outcome? And then I like to look at the benefits. Okay, what is the possible upside of me doing this deal? What is the possible upside of me starting this side hustle? And what you find is, at least for me, is we're all taking calculated risks, right? That's what entrepreneurship is. That's what real estate investing is. We have assumptions and we're taking a calculated bet on ourselves or on whatever the project or the opportunity is, that it's either going to work or it's not going to work. And so if it's not going to work, okay, what is the downside risk? How much time is it going to consume? How much money is it going to cost? And for me, I like to look at certain opportunities and say, okay, what is the worst possible outcome? And if the worst possible outcome is like, hey, I'm gonna break even on my investment, but the upside is, hey, I can like 10x or even have 100x outcome, then I'm gonna take that bet every single time. And so I think often if you just ask yourself, what is the worst possible outcome, you'll find that the worst possible outcome you can actually live with, right? When I left the W-2 world and quit my air traffic control job to go full-time into real estate investing, at that time I had about 80% of what I thought I needed to survive monthly in terms of what I was making in the real estate investing space, because I was doing both at the same time. And, a lot of folks told me not to quit my job. They told me it was too risky, but I felt like I had enough to make it work. And what I found was I was able to reallocate, 100% of that time that I was spending in the air traffic over into this new passion. And because I was reallocating that into this new thing, the real estate investing thing, I found that it compounded, it grew at an even quicker rate. So I say all this and that, if you guys are, struggling to take action, it all starts with just that first step. Just focus on taking that first step, taking action, starting small, getting your feet wet, because you don't know what you don't know. This game is about the reps. It's about the at-bats. I always say, put yourself in situations where the hard way is the only way. Put yourself in situations where the hard work has to get done. And again, you're never going to get rich off of that first opportunity, that first deal, that first side hustle. But if you can put yourself in situations where you take action and you make decisions and you're not afraid to make a mistake, the mistakes are going to happen. But if you're okay with it, you learn with it, and you actually have a little strategy and you apply it to get better, 1% better each and every day, you're going to look back 6 months from now, 9 months from now, 18 months from now, and your life is going to change in a lot of different ways, in a lot of ways that you didn't even thought were possible, because you don't know what you don't know. And it all starts with taking that first step, and that's taking action. Hope you guys enjoyed this episode. I'll see you guys on the next one. Shoot me a review. Tag me on Instagram if you guys enjoyed this episode, and I'll reshare it on my story. Hope you guys are crushing your week, crushing your day. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.